Today we're talking to City manager Ian Allinson after a quite sensational 90 minutes at Clarence Park. Earlier this season, City lost 6-0 away to Whitehawk in the National League South. Today we've overturned that with a 6-0 victory. During our interviews, Ian, we've mentioned the fact that we've not really been getting many shots on goals. We hadn't had any on target the previous two games. Today, 6 goals, hit the woodwork 4 times. What a turnaround.
It's something that we've been speaking about quite a lot over the last sort of 2 weeks since I've been here, really, and we've put that into the training sessions on Monday and Thursday this week, where, when you've got forwards like Charlie McDonald, Fiapunas, Falasitas and people like that, we've got to be getting balls in the box, and we've worked on that, though I don't want us to be crude in putting a ball in the box when we've got players like Harry Anderson who's come in today and Billy Gibson who's come in today, and you see some of the quality they've got. They can pick the forwards out, and when we do that, the forwards are good enough to go and finish the chances we created.
It was one of those odd days. I think we were 4-0 up before we hit a shot on target. We didn't go in.
Yes, it was a peculiar one because obviously we've had the 2 that's in the post and the bar in the first half, and then we've had the 2 in the second half. It's the post and the bar, and I'm thinking we need that fourth goal just to settle us down. And I felt once we got that 4th goal, it really settled us down. I thought we played some lovely stuff. I know we're only playing against 10 men, but we earned the right to be playing against 10 men because we've got Charlie in. He's gone brought down from behind. We've got the penalty, and unfortunately the lad's got a red card, but it is a red card because he's through on goal. So it was just nice for the lads. They needed that. They've been in a little bit of a lull just lately. We've gone a long period without winning games, and you just need that little confidence. And I said it to you many times, I think last week, you get in a habit of winning, it's also a habit of losing, and we were in that habit, and just today hopefully that confidence we can take it forward to the last 11 games, because it's going to be one of them where we're going to have to be scoring lots of goals if we're going to try and stay up in this division.
Charlie McDonald, I think he's brought in for his experience in a way he can lead a line, but to smack in 4 goals like that, that's a bonus.
Well, it is, but the boy's got a good pedigree in terms of where he's played. He won the league with Barnet last year and had a major part in that. But Charlie's not, if you don't create chances for him, he's not going to score goals, and a lot of the stuff that's been happening for Charlie's been outside the box, where today a lot of the stuff happened inside the 18-yard box, and you see with the way he reacted to the one coming off the off the post in the first half for his hat-trick. He reacted to a ball over the top and just took a chance with the goalkeeper and the centre-half have messed it up, and Charlie's got on the end of it. And if we put balls in them areas and create them sort of opportunities, Charlie will get in on the end of it. If we're actually doing a lot of the stuff outside the 18-yard box, he's not going to be a player that's going to score us goals, because he is about being an 18-yard box player, and we have to get balls in there, and he'll get on the end of things.
We know how good Whitehawk can be. We were on the receiving end of it earlier this season, but played them today. They'd got 2 points, I think, from 6 games today. They were on a bit of a downward spiral, and we took full advantage. Yeah,
as I said before the game to the players, I felt it was a good time to be playing them. They've had a change of manager 10 days ago. There's a little bit of uneasiness about their team at the moment. I think they're just carrying 1 or 2 knocks as well, and I think that showed today. 1 or 2 players come off quite early, but we can only beat what's in front of us, and the one thing about it was the players went out and they were given tasks and jobs to do today, and I felt every single one of them did that. I watched in training on Monday and Thursday, and there's 2 or 3 players that have come back to the club in Kevin Grant. We've got Jonathan Edwards on the bench, and we've got young Oren on the bench, and they've all got blistering pace, and we're going to need that going forward, because it just gives teams a bit of a scare if you've got people want to go in behind them. Eddie Ashodi today's fielding at right back and put a great performance in. Young Joshua we got on from Charlton, look, composed and reads the game very, very well, and obviously Darren Locke's come back in after being out for a while and put a great performance in. So from that side of it, everybody had an opportunity. Everybody's been showing us in training what they could do. Billy Gibson's come in today after being out for 5 or 6 weeks, and they've all gone and put a good performance in. Now they have to continue that for the rest of the season, because, as I said, 11 games to go. It is 11 cup finals, but we've got to put performances like we've done today, and we earned the right to have that performance today because we kept the ball really well in the last sort of 10-15 minutes, and it could have been a lot more than the 6 than what we got.
A bit of relief for you as well, I'd imagine, Ian, your first victory as St Albans City manager.
It's always nice to get a victory, and as I say, I felt, it was a tough start. Concord here, I felt we got nervous when it went 2-1. Ebbsfleet was always going to be tough, and then the Bath game, they were on a bit of a resurgence, and I just felt that we really never applied ourselves in certain areas. We never really got to grips with the game or the conditions, and in the end it was a bit of huffing and puffing. But I've certainly had a reaction from the players. I think they've put a great shift in for me in the 2 weeks we've been here. There's certainly a good work rate about them, and there's hopefully going to be a lot of belief after today's performance going forward into the Hemel game on Tuesday night, because I want to win that. I want to get to the final, and then we take it to the Sutton game on Saturday.
You mentioned already the changes you made to the side today. Kevin Cran's on the bench. Did he get back in touch with the club, or did the club go back after him?
Yeah, he'd obviously he'd been out at Farnborough, and Farnborough didn't want him, so he rang me last week, and I asked him to come in training on Thursday. I watched him in Thursday, and I was impressed with the boy. The one thing he's got blistering pace, and just showed again today when we brought him on with sort of 7-8 minutes to go that 3 or 4 times he's actually gone at people or gone past people. He can actually run, and he's very, very quick. So as I said earlier, nobody in this league likes people that's got pace, and I certainly know from Liango at Bournemouth last year that his pace frightened defences to death last year, and certainly young Oren coming on, Jonathan Edwards on the left, young Harry Anderson, and Kevin Cran's coming back in also with Leo Philippounsis' paces. There's 5 or 6 players there that would frighten a lot of defences in this league if they're given an opportunity to run at people.
No Ben Martin in the squad today. Is that the outcome of a spat he had on social media with supporters this week?
Yeah, it was just something that was happened over the weekend, and we dealt with it quickly on Monday. Ben was very professional about it, and it was just something that we felt that had to be done. It's been dealt with internally, it's been put to bed now, and Ben will be back with us next Thursday.
Talking of discipline though, Sam Corcoran's 10th booking of the season. Yeah,
and he's very lucky because he had a little flick out late on there, and it would have cost him a lot of money if he'd have got sent off then. So he's aware. I've made him aware in the change rooms now. And he's got a two-game booking. I mean, he actually is away for a period, so we actually only lose him for 1 game because he would have been away for one of the weeks anyway. So I'm not saying that's correct, because I felt he could have gone the whole season without any more bookings, and he could have stayed on the 9. But again, it was petulant really in what happened there. He's got to learn, because 10 bookings for a player that really isn't going to be going around kicking people, because he's not a hard tackler. He's actually a flair player with a lot of skill. So we've got to just get that out of his game, especially once we get his suspension out of the way for the last sort of 6 or 7 games, because we can't afford to lose anybody. And as you see today, when they went down to 10 men, it's a hard game to play in this league with 10 men. We have to keep 11 on the pitch for 90 minutes, and our discipline has to be very, very good.
You say Sam's going away there for how long? Is it business?
It's just a business for a week. He's got I think he's into events, and he's got an event somewhere. I think it might even be America. I'm not quite sure, but he's already told me 2 weeks ago. So we lose him for 1 week. But one of those games will be a suspension now. So in 1 way, it's not ideal, as I said there, but it will work around that.
You mentioned you want to win on Tuesday. It's the smallest cup we enter each season, the Hearts Charity Cup. But when you're having a season like we have, to get a win before that game, and then if you can get a cup win as well, it does get a bit of momentum going.
Well, it's great because I certainly see today with the crowd in the last 10 minutes, they were fantastic. They've had a hard season this year, and just to give them a little bit of enjoyment, and that's why it's important the players go and thank them at the end of the game. But if we can give them a cup final where we can give them something, and even go and win the cup final and give them a trophy at the end of a long, hard, frustrating season, I want a cup final to go to. I want the players to feel that cup final, and also want it for the supporters, because they deserve to have something to cheer about. Because again, we've had 470 odd people here again today, and a team that's bottom of the table, a team that's only won 5 games all season, and they've not had a lot to cheer about. So hopefully we can give them something to support for the end of the season, and hopefully they've enjoyed today's performance, and we've got to take that forward for the rest of the season.
This is a very historic day for a side to lose 6-0 away, then beat them 6-0 in the return match. I'm trying to think. We had a couple of cup ties against Ware in 1974. We lost the first leg away. I think it was 5-0. Second leg we won 9-3, 9-8 on aggregate. 1935 we beat Wickham down here 9-2 on Christmas Day, Boxing Day at their place. We then lost 5-0. Have you ever been involved in anything like this before?
Possibly not. I mean, obviously your brain's a lot better than mine, because I couldn't think back that far. But no, I mean, you get freak games like this, don't you? You get freak results. Talking to the players before the game, and they were saying that they actually got outplayed totally down there by Whitehawk, and on the day they deserved to win the game 6-0. Obviously the club was going through a little bit of a changeover at the time, and things was a little bit bumpy. Where here, we can only do what we've been asked to do today, and it is nice the most important thing today was obviously the 6 goals and the win, but it's the confidence hopefully it will give the players going forward, and that's going to be the massive part where we go now from the rest of the season. We've got to take huge confidence from this today. We've got a tough game against a very good side next week against Sutton, and we've got to make sure that we plan and prepare properly this week, and try and pick something up in a tough game again next week.
What sort of side can we expect for the Hemel game on Tuesday?
Well, I want to go full strength. I mean, obviously, say full strength, there'll be the same squad as today, but I might just change one or two bodies just to have a look at one or two players, because I need to know going into the last sort of 10 games of the season, you know, what players we can rely on, what players we can't rely on. Also, I want to have a look at the pace of some of these younger lads. You know, I need to have a look at how quick they really are. You know, is it going to change a game if it's 0-0 with 20 minutes to go? Can I unleash one or two of these that can change the game for us? Because it was nice today because we're 5-0 up with 7 minutes to go. We brought the lads on, so there wasn't a lot to play for. But in some of the games going into the last few games of the season, we're going to be in relegation battles where it might be 0-0. We might need one of these young lads to come on and unlock something for us and give us an opening for us to go and win the game. And that's what's going to probably looking at on Tuesday. But I'm certainly not going into the game to rest anybody, because people need games this stage of the season, and another result on Tuesday, another victory, should I say, on Tuesday would give us the confidence going into the Sutton game, and then we've got the Western game. So we've got two massive games coming up next week, and if we can pick up 6 points, it'd be great. I mean, 4 points would be okay, but 6 points with Sutton and Western would not put us far behind the teams above us.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. At the end of a sensational day at Clarence Park, remind them Saints next in action on Tuesday night. Hemel Hempstead are the visitors to Clarence Park. Kick off in Hearts Charity Cup semi-final is at 7:45.